From water to wine bottles. Today we're going 360 degrees with the ArtisJet rotary attachment and putting it through 6 real-world projects across multiple materials. Hey everyone, Brett here from the Laser Garage. So far on the channel, I've shown plenty of flatbed UV printing, but today we're switching things up and spinning things around with the ArtisJet rotary attachment. We'll start simple and build up from CMYK prints on a water bottle to full color designs on glass. All printed fast and clean thanks to ArtisJet's BECM1 Go technology. Let's get the rotary installed and jump right in. Getting started with the rotary is quick. First, I print a reference rectangle sized to my specific rotary directly onto the print bed. That gives me a consistent alignment point every time. Then I place the rotary on those marks, plug it in the front port, and I'm ready to load my first piece. The front set of rollers on the rotary handles 30 to 130 millimeter objects. The rear rollers are perfect for smaller pieces under 30 millimeters. To load up, push your object against the right side position holder. Press auto position and the printer automatically focuses the print head for you. In the software, just enable 360 degree rotary printing, choose your bottle diameter, and the printer takes care of the rest. And that really is how simple it is to install this rotary in this machine. Now let's head into Illustrator and talk a little bit about file design. In Illustrator, I like to size my artboards depending on what I'm printing. This is especially important if you're doing a full wrap design. Matching your artboard and circumference of your bottle will help make sure everything is aligned properly. Rotation is key. Think about how your item sits on the rotary. If you want your art facing left or right, rotate the artwork accordingly so your logo ends up facing the correct orientation. Now here's something I had to wrap my head around at first. The RIP software's layout is actually a 180 degree mirror of the printer's bed. What you see on screen is the print head's perspective, not yours. So top equals front and bottom equals back. Make sure to orient your design accordingly. Once that's set, I like to export my files as TIFFs and I'm ready to print. Oh yeah, and if you'd like to see a full in-depth video on how I design rotary files or really any UV printer file from start to finish, drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to make you a dedicated tutorial for the channel if you're interested. All right, the files are ready. Let's fire up the printer and start our first project. Before printing on any new object, I like to first wrap it in blue painter's tape. I call this my blue tape method, and you're going to see a lot of it in this video. It's a safe way to test alignment without risking the surface. Just make sure the tape lies flat against the cup or object so it doesn't interfere with the rollers. This one's a full wrap CMYK print on a white colored water bottle. Because of that, no white ink is needed, and I'm using bidirectional mode for maximum speed. With ArtisJet's Freebird technology, this entire print finishes in just about 2 minutes. That's full coverage color and incredible speed. And check this finished product out. Bright, clean, and perfectly placed. Now that's a wrap. Let's move on to something a little bit tougher. Next up, I'm printing 2 of my most popular items. 32-ounce sports bottles and 30-ounce tumblers. The water bottle and black tumbler are powder coated, and I have a third stainless steel tumbler as well. All look incredible with full color prints. With stainless steel though and other metals, a surface primer is recommended to help with adhesion, but it's not necessary on the powder coated versions. Now let's talk about work holding for a second and take a closer look at the rotary. ArtisJet includes this shape adapter here, and it works to help level irregular shaped bottles or other objects. If you've ever used a rotary before, you know. Leveling your objects to the print head is extremely important, and this little shape adapter makes it very easy and gets the job done right every time. All right, let's load up a cup and get printing. Just like before, I start with my blue tape method to confirm alignment and placement. It's a quick, easy way to make sure everything's lined up perfectly before committing to the actual print. All of these prints are running in white CMYK mode for bright, opaque color, and I'm printing in unidirectional mode at a higher resolution to get the sharpest edges possible and cleanest gradients. ArtisJet's BECM1 Go technology really shines here. Seamless head movement and rotation, and each print is completed in about 1 minute. That is crazy. Production level speed with top tier quality. And I'm super excited to be able to offer these to my customers going forward. All right. That's our drinkware covered. Now let's move on to something with a totally different surface, wood. All right, time for a fun one, mini baseball bats. These things have actually become a really good seller in my area. They make great gifts for local teams, coaches, and even corporate events when you add logos or personalization. They're lightweight, easy to display, and offer a ton of personalization options. File design is a little bit different here, so let's go back to Illustrator and touch on a couple things real quick. Since the bat is a long, narrow object, I've rotated my artwork horizontally in Illustrator to match how it's mounted on the Rotary. That way the artwork will be aligned to the barrel of the bat. I also sized my artboard to the printable section of the barrel instead of the full circumference, since I don't intend to wrap artwork around the entire barrel. I just want the artwork to be centered on the bat barrel and readable without having to turn the bat. And just like the other projects, I use the blue tape method to confirm placement and scale. Of course, like we have been talking about this whole time, that little extra test ensures my artwork sits exactly where I want it. For printing, I'm sticking with CMYK only. The natural wood color works perfectly as a background, and the contrast gives it a clean, professional look. No need for a white background layer with this design. I'm using a slightly higher resolution pass to keep small text and fine details razor sharp as well. And one more thing, notice how the barrel is wider than the grip of the bat. So without extra support here, the bat can wobble on the Rotary. To fix that, I designed a simple 3D printed ring that slides over the handle and matches the barrel's diameter, giving even roller contact on both sides. That little adaptation keeps everything stable and lets the bat spin perfectly straight during printing. This print takes less than a minute and is literally pennies in ink cost. This is one of those projects that gets attention every single time. Every time I make a set of these, someone asks for another. And with the ArtisJet Trust, these are quick, clean, and a great way to show how versatile rotary UV printing can be. All right, let's step it up one more time and move to something that really benefits from UV printing: full color artwork on glass. All right, we've printed on multiple versions of metal and wood. Now it's time to print on glass. If you followed me for a while, you know custom engraved wine bottles have been one of my biggest sellers. But now with the ArtisJet UV printer and the rotary attachment, I can take that same idea and add full color personalization. In these examples, I'll be printing designs for an anniversary and retirement gift. After taking some measurements for alignment, I go ahead and run some more tests. Sometimes printing on wine bottles can be a little nerve-wracking, especially when the bottle is pricey. Testing ensures I get the final design right without ruining an expensive bottle. Before printing the final products, I start with my blue tape method to confirm placement, then apply primer to the area where the design will sit. Glass is slick, so primer is essential for adhesion. For the first bottle, I'm designing it to look like an actual wine label. And honestly, this category is wide open. You can replicate traditional label styles, create clean modern looks, go vintage, add crests, monograms, photos. There are tons of directions you can go here. This is why wine bottle customization is one of the most popular UV printed objects in the entire world. For the second version, I'm doing a text-based design. This style works perfectly when someone wants to include a meaningful message, retirement quotes, milestone dates, wedding toasts, scripture, inside jokes, song lyrics, anything that makes the gift personal. It's clean, timeless, and incredibly versatile. Another thing worth noting is for these projects, I'm using ArtisJet's Universal Hard Ink. It's built for durability and long-term adhesion, even on slick surfaces like glass. The hard ink is resistant to water, but if you need something more waterproof, they also have an ink option for that. For gifting, for events, for branding, moving from engraving to full color printing opens the door to an entirely new level of personalization. All right, let's wrap it up and take a look at everything we made today. 3 different materials: metal, wood, and glass, all printed on one machine with the same rotary setup. From start to finish, every single project came out clean, accurate, and repeatable. That's the beauty of ArtisJet's BEC1 Go technology. It's not just fast, it's consistent. You can move from one material to another without having to completely overhaul your workflow. Whether you're printing drinkware, awards, keepsakes, or promotional items, the Rotary opens up an entirely new range of possibilities, and it does it with speed and precision that truly impresses. And the best part, everything you saw here was done in real time. My ArtisJet Trust system handled every single project smoothly from setup to finish in just minutes. If you're thinking about getting into serious UV printing for your business, or maybe expanding what you already do, the ArtisJet lineup has options for so many different needs. If you'd like to learn more about this printer, the Rotary, or any of the other professional machines ArtisJet offers, I've included their contact information and links down below in the description. Reach out to them and tell them you saw what their machines can do right here on the Laser Garage. They'll be happy to help you figure out what setup is right for your business. And of course, if you want to keep learning, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll be covering more projects, deeper tutorials, and advanced tips as we continue on this UV printing journey together. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.